was even all that competitive outside of the conference. And boy, what do you know? Outside the conference, Riverside really struggled this season as well to go along with last year. That special teams was phenomenal. The defense was ridiculous outside of down the stretch in the SoCal Championship game. They, in a dogfight, if you will, they were able to pull to within 7 early on in the fourth quarter, but right when the Tigers made it close, Omars Tolbert busted off a 70-yard run. Then they allowed another running touchdown, that time via Brendan Wilson on the run, and that really sealed it for the Tigers and their season. To recap the SoCal Championship game, and really what was a story or a script taken for the whole year. You can combine the whole 12-game season for the Tigers in that 60-minute contest. The offense was frankly pedestrian at best. Their first 11 drives ended with 10 punts and a turnover, that being a Helinski interception. What do you know? Helinski was benched. It's seemingly the same exact point of the year where Helinski was benched about week number 4 following the Grossmont game. And what do you know? Nick King steps in and he provides a spark. 2 quick touchdowns, one to Jeter, the other to Isaac Whitney, who I believe will be on his way to either Cal or West Virginia, certainly in the mix as well. They pull within 7. On literally the very next play, the defense gives up a touchdown, but the Tigers did have a chance. They were down 28-14, and they were driving, but then the drive stalls right at midfield on 4th down. They decided to go for it with 6.5 minutes to go. A very curious call, given that the defense was playing very well outside of the one touchdown run, and that was just about it. They were sacked on 4th down. The Mounties ended up converting on a drive that started in very good field position with a touchdown, and that was really the knockout punch for the Tigers in that season. You could blame the referees, you can blame the weather, you can blame the academics of Trishawn Broughton, if you will, but it really was just the Tigers game that really haunted them last year. Same deal in 2014. They finished statistically among the best in several key categories. They were top 10 in the red zone. They were number 1 in the conference with a +9 turnover differential. Not to mention, this team was led by the most dangerous dual threat quarterback in Southern California. Nick King ran for 58.6 rushing yards per game. That's remarkable for a quarterback, and 5 rushing touchdowns. This was the epitome of a running dual threat quarterback in Nick King, and also a man who reminds me a lot of Alex Smith. Does not turn the ball over, but 0 big plays for the Tigers down the stretch in that game. One more time, not to mention, this team didn't score a single point in the SoCal Championship game, and mind you, this was a ball club that put up 12 in just over 5 minutes of the fourth. The first time these guys played, well, this team was shut out were the Tigers until 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It really was just an aberration of what was otherwise a great year by that offense, finishing the top 20 in yards, 18th in the state with 185 rushing yards per game. This was a ground and pound ball club, not to mention they racked up over 400 yards and 33.6 points per game, among the best in the conference. As we wrap it up here, again, I want to thank you all for joining us on the National Sports Radio station. Just some other key notables. This was a team that only allowed 1 rushing touchdown by a halfback in 7 home games. Just to add to that point, this is a team that in the Mount Sac game ended up losing their 30-game winning streak at home, which dated back to the very beginning of the Tom Kraft era in 2010. Tom Kraft, 50-7 as a head coach of the Tigers, but 2-2 when it matters most. In the postseason, just 500 record. That is definitely a cause for concern moving forward for the Tigers. Furthermore, the offense really struggled, and that's a dramatic understatement. On 151 drives of offense for the Tigers this year, they had 40 touchdowns, 21 field goals. This was a team that scored very little on their offensive drives. They had to either punt or turned over the football on nearly 70% of their drives in 2014. They had to punt the ball 70 times. That is dead last in the state of California. And they also turned the ball over 20 times on the offensive end, among the worst in Southern California. They were 4th worst, mind you, in SoCal with 16 fumbles. this year. They could not hang on to the football, and Kelly Helinski, who was part of that 8-turnover extravaganza against Grossmont, he continued the struggles as well when he played against Mount Sac College. That'll be just about it. Thank you all for joining us. Again, it's another Riverside recap. We'll get you one more of these shows after JUCO signing day, which should be immediately following the December 13th showing between the Mount Sac Mounties and the San Francisco City College Rams in the 2014 Junior College State Championship game. I leave you with Riverside and Mount Sac calls. These are the radio announcing of the SoCal Championship game. You'll hear where the Tigers, after trailing early, were able to come back late and make it a game again. They were able to slowly but surely get themselves back in it in hopes of winning the Southern California Championship game to advance to the state championship. Thank you all for joining us, and one more time, I want to wish you all a great night and a happy Thanksgiving as well. A little late for that here in 2014. Good night, everybody. Well, if you can't get excited for this game, then there's certainly something wrong with you, as the winner of this ball game will become the Southern California champions. These are two of the most illustrious ball clubs over the last decade in not only Southern California, but in the state as a whole. Mount Sac Mounties and the Riverside Tigers next, only on the national sports radio station. The Mount Sac Mounties, they trust that offense, which ranks 7th statistically in the state of California. 2nd and 13 from the 23 of Riverside. Back to throw. Allo looking long. Chucks it over the middle. Has Derek make it inside the 10. Wiggles to the 5. Dives for the end zone, and he's got it for a Mountie touchdown. A 23-yard score for the most dangerous receiver in California, Derek Macon. Make it the 11th touchdown for the Mountie receiver this season. 6-0 with the extra point pending. Allo with a shotgun, looking to throw, pump fake, hit as he throws, going down the field, pass is caught, breaking out of a tackle, goes Tredante Hill to the 10, to the 5, reaching to the end zone, and he's got it for a touchdown. Tredante Hill in the end zone, the sophomore with only his 2nd touchdown of the season, puts the Mounties with an extra point up by 14 here on the road. Tredante Hill, of all players, finds the end zone.
No trickery, nothing new. It's exactly what the Mounties have been showing us all game long, and it's the pass down the middle, again, open.
2 wide set, both pushed down to the left-hand side. Tigers operate out of the nickel. Allo from the gun will play action, going end zone, caught. Touchdown, Mounties. Derek Macon in the end zone for his 2nd score today. And that'll be what seems to be the knockout punch. That defense gives up another long drive. Good for a score. Foster flanks the quarterback. Shotgun snap to King. Surveys. Chucks it over the middle. Has his man Denzel Foster across the 20 out to the 24-yard line. Make it a pitch and catch for 10. Move the chains. Tigers pick up a 1st down.
Notice the lack of energy even in the home crowd. Not much going on. And the sidelines for RCC.
Cheerleaders aren't doing anything. Becoming spectators.
Yeah.
Play action. King goes long. Has his man Isaac Whitney for catch number 3 across the 40. And he takes a tumble down to the 41. Make it a 16-yard pass play for a Tiger 1st down. They are 2 of 12 on 3rd downs. Here goes King looking to throw. Chucks it deep down the field. A man's wide open. He's got it. Touchdown Tigers. Awaking the sleeping giant was when Nicholas King got benched. Jermel Walker into the end zone, and with 57 seconds to go, Jermel Walker for his 3rd touchdown this season, and it's not over just yet.
The uphill climb has now started. Cutting it down to a 2-possession game is RCC. Nicholas King finally hitting the guy deep.
That's been a stifling effort on the ground this year. They rush 4. Tigers make Allo elude, and down he goes. He was able to chuck it incomplete. Well, the Tigers, after an 8-play, 85-yard touchdown drive on defense, just exactly what they needed, forced the 3 and out. Tigers trail 21-7. They bring the blitz again. Foster trying to get him. Floats it deep. Going for Jeter. The pass is caught inside the Mountie 15. The Vista Marietta product, Darius Jeter. Boy, when it matters most. Who in the world are you? Jeter for a gain of 38. This has been a phenomenal effort for the Tigers over the last 10 minutes. 10-12 to go in the ball game. Tigers need a touchdown. They need it now. The Mounties bring the blitz. Going to the end zone. Whitney has it. Did he score? We'll wait and see. Yes, he did. Touchdown Tigers. King to Whitney for a 10-yard score.
The Mounties are gambling, sending in the blitz to Nicholas King. Not much of an adjustment Nicholas King has to do. All he has to do is throw it up in the air for his playmakers, and he throws it to his number one guy, Isaac Whitney.
The Tigers have triggered 33 different takeaways this season, 0 tonight. But Justin Allo, who's been picked off 4 times in the first meeting, gives off to Omar Stolbert. He's loose across midfield. Cut back to the 40, slips out of another tackle inside the 20, a convoy in front. Omar Stolbert yet again. He's into the end zone. Another touchdown for Mount Sac, the first here in the fourth quarter. That is a killer.
Momentum killer for sure, Nick. And Tolbert's been showing us all game how badly he wants it. He's the type of guy who's been breaking tackles all season long, and in this game refusing to go down. And once again, Tolbert.
Fourth down, the Tigers absolutely need this. 4 wide set. King looking to throw. Sinavani screaming off the edge, and down he goes. A 4th down sack for Mr. Tama Avena.
This is the first time I've ever seen Nicholas King come off the field with frustration. With 6:38 remaining, still a lot of football, but that could have been it, Nick.
2-back set for Justin Allo. Brandon Wilson to the left side, and Omaris Tolbert will block. Brandon Wilson inside the 5. He'll ramble into the end zone. Touchdown Mounties, and you could basically call this one a final. Mount Sac leads 34-14 with under 4 minutes to go.
All game long, your defense has been trying to create something for your offense. Unfortunately, time is just about run out, and I would say that RCC defense is just flat out tired.
For the National Sports Broadcast crew, it was a tremendous ride, an 8-game winning streak, but fell just short of the state championship. A 35-14 win by Mount Sac puts the Mounties at 10-2 on the year. A very, very impressive winning streak coming into the playoffs, and their ride will continue to the state championship game. And I just want to tell San Francisco one thing. Good luck. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen in Mount Sac. They will face off 2 weeks from tonight. Winner will be the state champion of 2014.